Yo, what's up? Bringing you that MLB 16 The Show. In this series, we're going up against the Milwaukee Brewers. Our lineup for this game is J.Polanco, J.Harrison, Starling, Marte, A.McCutchen, John Jaso, Jung-Ho Gung, Francisco Cervelli, David Freese, and Drew Hutchison on the mound. So, the last month of the season is upon us. This is going to be an overview of the last month of the season and what we need to do in order to make it to the playoffs. So before this series you are seeing right now versus the Brewers, we are entering the last month of the season at a 72-60 record. That puts us 9 games back in the NL Central to the Chicago Cubs and 1.5 games up in the wild card. We just came off our best month of the season record-wise with a 19-9 record in August. You guys can go check out the August recap video for more details about that. But for me, I think we're going to have a similar record in order for us to make the playoffs. I want to say 90 wins will be at the minimum, enough for us to secure that wild card spot. So in order for us to do that, we need to finish with an 18-12 record in our remaining 30 games, which seems possible comparing to how we played this last month. Now, I mentioned that we are 1.5 games up in the wild card. At this point, I want to say that this is a 5-team race. Currently, we have the top spot along with the St. Louis Cardinals, a division rival, so there's going to be a lot of big games in this final month. Note that I'm not involving this series that we're currently playing, so it might have changed a little bit, but the Dodgers and Diamondbacks are 1.5 games back, and the Mets are 3 games back in the wild card. The next team is 7.5 games back, which I think is too deep to consider. That's why I'm calling this a 5-team race, but let's be real, anything can happen. Now, the main goal is obviously to secure a playoff spot, and the wild card is our best bet, but to stay optimistic, is there a chance that we can catch the Cubs to win the NL Central? 9 games will be a very difficult margin to overcome, but it will be something to keep an eye on, especially if they slip up a little bit. So lastly, as I mentioned, we have 30 games left. This is going to be an overview of those last 30 games and who we play. So we have the Milwaukee Brewers. Including this series, we play them 6 times. They have a 52-81 record, games that we should win. We play the St. Louis Cardinals 6 times. They have a 72-60 record, same as us, but beating them throughout the month will be huge. Our last series of the season is against the Cardinals, so that could be the difference from both teams on making or missing the playoffs. But those 6 games gonna be very big. Next, we have the Cincinnati Reds, and we play them 7 times. They have a 64-69 record, but a crazy stat that we have against them is that every time we have played them, there has been a sweep. So we have swept them 2 times, and they have swept us 2 times. We can't have that in this month. Next, we play the Philadelphia Phillies in a 4-game series. Last time we played them, we won 2 out of 3 games, but they have a 65-68 record. They are actually the team that are 7.5 games back. Next, there is the Washington Nationals. In a 3-game series, they have a great record at 78-55. The last time we played them, they swept us. Check this out right here, though. Drew Hutchison coming up clutch with the bases loaded clearing double. A huge hit from him. But back to our overview, the last team we have to mention is the Chicago Cubs. We play them in a 4-game series, the second to last one of the season. The team to beat right now, they're at an 81-52 record. But I'm saying, if we play well throughout the month and are only 4 or 5 games back in the NL Central when we play the Cubs, that series is going to be huge. It might be our last chance to actually steal the NL Central from them, but we have to play well throughout the month in order for that to happen, and they got to slip up a little bit. Either way, I'm going to keep you guys updated throughout this whole playoff race, and hopefully it can get entertaining. Maybe we do catch up to the Cubs. Hopefully we don't drop out of the wild card, because that would be terrible. But these last 30 games should be a lot of fun to play, and I'm going to keep you guys updated. Like I said, probably at the end of each game, we'll mention where we are in the NL Central in the wild card spot, because there's a lot of teams that can catch up to us, and there is teams that are playing very well, like the Diamondbacks. They're on an 8-game winning streak right now, so these games are going to be very intense, very close, and like I said, hopefully they're a lot of fun to play, because really anything can happen. For wishful thinking, I mean, if we can beat that, if we can catch up to the Cubs, that would be the best thing, because then we don't got to play in the wild card game. You know, we're trying to avoid that, but 9 games, like I said, too difficult to overcome. Maybe it happens, maybe it doesn't. But that last series, the second to last series we play against the Chicago Cubs, and then our last series against the St. Louis Cardinals, those last 7 games are gonna be crazy. You know, those last 7 games are gonna be everything right there. They can make or break our season. So we need to play consistent in these last 30 games, but this is pretty much our overview of those last 30 games and what we need to do in order to secure ourselves a playoff spot. But in this game right here, we do come away with the victory, winning 8-3. Drew Hutchison pitched 8 solid innings, had 6 strikeouts. He also had that bases loaded clearing double, so 3 RBIs for the pitcher. Solid performance right there. And if you check the description, we did sweep the Milwaukee Brewers, so starting off the month 3-0, exactly what we needed. Anyways, like I said, we're going to keep you guys updated throughout this month of the season. Should be a lot of fun. Thank you guys for watching. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and I'm out.